Dear guests, dear all digital members, dear invited speakers, I'm really glad to have the opportunity as the chair of the All Digital Member Board to welcome you at the official launch event of the All Digital Weeks 2023. The campaign is actually started already 2 days ago. It will last 3 weeks until the 7th of May, and it already counts more than 500 events registered from all over Europe and beyond. The All Digital Weeks campaign is promoted within the framework of the European Year of Skills, and we are expecting face-to-face, online, and blended events on digital skills for EDI, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, Digicomp and digital certifications, digital media literacy and culture, and even more on cybersecurity and safer internet, digital skills for specific sectors, and the twin transition. I want to greet you and thank all those who have worked very hard in the last months for the organization of the campaign, including the members of the All Digital Board, the staff, our strategic partners, of course, our supporters, Microsoft and Certiport, as well as the keynote speakers and the panelists that will intervene during the event. But first and foremost, I wish to thank Commissioner Schmit for his continuous and friendly support to all digital initiatives, and I therefore take the chance to invite him to join us live for the first keynote speech. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dear partners, dear friends, first and foremost, I would like to thank you for inviting me. I wish I could be with you in person today. However, the ongoing plenary session of the European Parliament means I have to be in Strasbourg. Ironically, this type of virtual intervention would not have been possible, or at least would have been much more difficult only a few years ago. And it is just evidence that digital is everywhere, and that a lot of things become possible that would not have been possible just not so long before. Truly, digitalization has and will continue to change the world of work as we know it. This means both challenges and opportunities. To make it the best of the opportunities for Europe, we need to equip people with the skills needed. Actually, we are convinced that skills are the backbone of the digital transition. However, almost half of the European adult population still lack basic digital skills. But over 90% of jobs require digital skills. Particularly worrying are the differences between member states. In some member states, nearly 80% of adults have at least basic digital skills, whereas in others, only around 30%. This is hampering Europe's competitiveness. Around 70% of businesses have said that the lack of staff with adequate digital skills is an obstacle to investment. And it is equally not good for the individual who misses out on important job opportunities. Moreover, I think all of us here today know that digital skills are not only needed for the labor market, they have become a prerequisite to live in today's society. Those without digital skills risk being excluded from fully participating in society, a society that is becoming more and more digitalized in every respect. This gives us an idea of the challenge we face and the reason why I appreciate very much the 10th edition of the All Digital Week. This year's edition falls squarely between our most recent proposal to boost digital education and skills in Europe and the official start of the European Year of Skills on May 9th. Indeed, for a number of years now, we have been developing and rolling out our skills policies. The European Skills Agenda, alongside other initiatives from our strategy 2025, to help individuals and businesses develop more and better skills. Yesterday's proposals to boost digital education and skills are the latest deliverable of this strategy. They provide concrete recommendations to member states to bring about a digital skills revolution. They are based on a human-centered approach, one that cares for the individual, and on one that looks after disadvantaged groups and disadvantaged regions of the EU. One that aims also at gender equality in the digital field. The digital gender divide is detrimental to our economies as it is for our societies as a whole. We have to overcome the existing barriers in order to abolish this divide. This is not only a social and moral duty. Faced with enormous labor shortages, it is also an economic imperative. Allow me to highlight 4 of the most important principles of our suggested approach. First and foremost, we recommend to member states to apply a whole-of-government approach. Digital education and skills should not be thought through in silos. They should be developed applying a transversal approach because, and I repeat myself, digital now is everywhere. The absence of such a whole-of-government approach has actually been identified as the main challenge to developing and implementing a comprehensive digital education and skills policy in our member states. In this context, we recommend developing a national and transversal strategy involving the different departments of government as well as stakeholders and social partners. Secondly, we want to start early. Already early childhood education and care plays a fundamental role in supporting children to become active citizens and learners. This should be continued in primary, secondary, and tertiary education, including vocational education and training. Thirdly, we promote cross-curricular provision of digital skills. This approach teaches digital skills in most subjects and helps to engage a greater number of teachers and students. Talking about teachers, any curriculum is only as good as the teachers teaching it. So we also promote that member states should include digital pedagogy in teachers' initial and continuous training. In fact, studies show that the area of digital competence is the one where most teachers feel a strong need for professional development. So, upskilling and reskilling programs need to be adapted to the needs of teachers, especially when dealing with specific or advanced digital areas. Fourthly, we promote equitable and impact-focused investment in high-quality, resilient, and inclusive digital education and training. Such investment is a key enabling factor for successful digital education and training. And here we need more innovative approaches that help to reskill and upskill our workforce and our citizens. There are already a lot of extremely valuable programs that help people, the young, but also those who are a bit less young, to acquire an appropriate level of digital skills, opening to them the access to quality jobs. It is not the previous degree that is important. It is motivation, and it is the method, how people are trained and taught to, above all. We have to make these programs available to a much larger groups. Unprecedented e-funding is available, with more than 28 billion euro coming from the Recovery and Resilience Facility, the European Social Fund Plus, or the Digital Europe program. The territorial dimension is of particular concern here. We must close the gap between bigger cities and rural areas. High-speed internet must be available across the entire EU, and technologies such as 5G or satellite solutions exist and should be used. In this broad context, the recognition of certification of digital skills is absolutely key. Therefore, the Commission will run a pilot project of the European Digital Skills Certificate. Several member states have already announced their participation, and I invite others to join. Our objective is clear. The final European Digital Skills Certificate will be rolled out in 2024. This will help people have their digital skills recognized widely, quickly, and easily by employers, training providers, and so on. Finally, yesterday, we also adopted another important package. Hundreds of thousands of job vacancies mean a loss of economic growth and prosperity. And these job vacancies are in the field of cyber security. And here it's not just the jobs which are at stake, it's also our own security which is under pressure. We are facing new challenges precisely at the level of our security. And that's why cybersecurity has become a major priority for governments as well as for private business. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of good jobs. Yesterday, the Commission precisely launched a package on cybersecurity, with the idea that we have to close the cybersecurity talent gap to boost the EU's competitiveness, growth, and resilience. And here, the creation of Cybersecurity Skills Academy is an essential tool to promote quality training in this field. Even if we are aware that there is no easy solution, I think that this package, these recommendations, the creation of the Academy in cybersecurity, but also other measures which were adopted yesterday, like the certificate, should create a new momentum for a digital skills revolution. It is also precisely this momentum that we want to create more widely with the European Year of Skills. As mentioned before, it will be officially launched on the 9th of May with a unique skills festival that is reaching out to all the member states and to all European citizens. It builds on the many measures, initiatives, and proposals we have made in the last few years. Now it is about implementing them effectively and across the entire EU. Let me be very clear. These measures alone will not solve our problems, but we need to change the mindset towards reskilling and upskilling. The All Digital Week is, in that sense, a fantastic opportunity to promote this message. Reskilling and upskilling are essential for the future of work and are essential for a more prosperous Europe. And when I read the program today, it is great to see such a diverse list of speakers. I see a strong private sector representation, and I have to welcome, and with great pleasure, the strong commitment of many companies, and especially digital companies, to train or retrain hundreds of thousands of people, making digital an opportunity for all. It is also very important to include social partners. The digital transformation needs a strong social dialogue among social partners. We count on all you here today to work towards the area of skills this year more than ever, but it will not end with a year of skills. It should be a new start.